Very interesting. So you need to head on over to the room.
I want to be rich like a living. Everybody got to live so nice. That you have your money and I have mine.
Yvette James in the room already. Good morning. Good morning, Vanessa. Good morning, Precious Jewel. Good morning, Shireen.
Money right now. They say invest your money in show. You bring 10,000, you must get more. Just give me the money right now. Tell the hard man, I'm looking for me. He not answering, and I'm looking for me. Tell him I want my money, I want my money right now. Tell him I need my money, I need my.
Saying good morning to Lisa. Saying good morning to Terrence as well. Need you to share the live. Listen, this morning's conversation is going to be very, very interesting. You need to tell a friend to tell a friend. You need to log on to Power 95 right now. Let's go have this discussion, yes? I must say thank you to St. Augustine Medical Services. Also must say thank you to Land Store. Also must say thank you to Western Union for making the room happen today. Shanti, good morning. Saying good morning to Kim, saying good morning to Kimberly. Already on the inside. Need you guys to share the live. Let us all come and discuss. Arian, good morning. Kizzy Thomas, good morning. Kadina. Long time I didn't see Kadina, boy. We're going on here hiding on the rock somewhere. Good morning, Kadina. Saying good morning to the entire Grenada Airports Authority team. Della, good morning. Miss Fletcher, good morning. Shireen James on the inside, good morning, guys. I needed to share the live. Once you come in, you need to share the live. We're going to be discussing some really important things this morning. So please, share the live. Let's all get interactive. Remember, you could share your questions as well. Saying good morning to Jennifer Lawrence locked on. Share the live. Saying good morning to Hazel Ferguson locked on. Good morning, Hazel. How are you feeling today? Brand new Monday. Josie Noel locked on. Good morning. Guys, we get ready to jump inside the room. Gonna go live. Let's do this. Inside studios with me this morning, I have a special guest. Talking about a guest that has national pride. We're talking about a guest that doesn't shy away from the hard conversations. We're talking about a guest that is very confident. And when she speaks with authority. We're talking about a past Grenada Carnival queen. So indeed, she's a queen. Gonna introduce the guest to you this morning. We got in studios with us, Asheida. Saying good morning, Asheida. How are you doing?
Good morning. I am doing well. How are you? What an introduction. Oh, good Lord. But thank you very much. I'm humbled by
the introduction.
Yes, I am. Indeed.
But the thing about it is, everything that I've just said is true. Good morning, Asheida. We're going to be having a nice discussion on the inside, guys. I need you to share the live. It may get controversial, but at Power 95, we like to share the facts. Once again, guys, I want to say thank you to St. Augustine Medical Services. Thank you to the Land Store. And also thank you to Western Union for making the room happen today. Asheida, how was your weekend?
I had a very relaxed weekend.
Didn't do much.
Yeah, I didn't do too much this weekend at all.
And how are you feeling today? Monday, it's the start
I
of the...
feel blessed, actually. Blessed, yeah. With life, you must feel blessed every single day.
On a Monday morning, people normally don't want to wake up.
Not me. I get up early for work. 4:30 I rise.
Oh, geez,
I do. And I leave home at 5:30 so I can get to work on time. I am a very punctual person.
That's nice.
Yeah.
No, it's evident. I saw that today. Guys, I needed to share the live. Today we're going to be discussing the situation that's been happening inside Grenada. It's very popular right now, and we think that we need to touch on it a bit. So once you tune in, I need you to share the live, okay? I must say good morning to CJ Noel locked on. Also must say thank you to Beacon Insurance Company making the room happen. Yes. Once in, you need to share the live. We're going to start the conversation very, very, very shortly. We're going to step right into it. Asheida.
Yes, sir.
Now, recently we've been seeing some developments happening with I would like the terminology to be used as the adult entertainment business. Mm-hmm. We're international, so we're going to keep it international. Now, the adult entertainment business in Grenada seems to be on a rapid incline. For the folks who don't know what I'm referring to, we're talking about the entire stripper situation that has been happening. They're saying that we have strip clubs in Grenada, just to be raw and unfiltered.
Right.
But we're going to keep it international, so we're going to refer to it as the adult entertainment business, right? Now, the number of young ladies that choose this path seems to be increasing. What social and economic factors do you think is fueling this rise?
Okay, well, let me first say good morning to all of your listeners in Radio Land and those listening and watching on social media.
Yes.
You ask about the social and economic factors that could be fueling the adult entertainment.
Yes.
Well, first of all, I am not going to look at it from that angle first.
Right.
From the economic. I'll look at it from the social.
From the social, right.
And I am assuming here that this conversation formed on the premise of the interview, the ride-along interview, correct? Okay. So the number one issue was that we had 16-year-olds considered young women stripping at strip clubs.
So they basically underage.
They're underage.
Underage, right.
So my main point is that in Grenada, the laws of the land allow women or just young people on a whole 16 years.
And under?
No, well, 16. From 16
and over. So 16 and over.
Engage in sexual intercourse.
From 16.
From 16. That's
Right.
what's on the book. It is stipulated by law.
But then the question...
So I'm getting to your social. So if at 16 years old, you are allowed by law to engage in sexual activities, sexual intercourse, as much as you want.
Right.
Now, what is the social implication from a 16-year-old who the laws allow to have sex?
Right.
What is the social implication of that young lady? Because I'm going to just look at it as one young lady, for example.
Right.
Right? To choose to strip at a club. Right? She chose to strip at a nightclub.
Right.
The other issue could be our laws do not allow for 16-year-olds to work. You can work, you should work legally at the age of 18.
18, right.
So I totally understand that having 16-year-olds working is wrong because it is illegal.
Right.
So that's the other social component to it.
And that's based on the laws of Grenada.
Correct.
It's illegal, so
It's illegal to work at 18,
Right.
but it is legal to
To-
have sex at 16.
Right.
So to further answer your question about the economic side. Now, the economic side is this. Clearly, because we have no facts, though someone called in on the program and though the guest supported saying, yes, he knows for sure because he saw, that's Mr. Killer.
Right.
He saw who I have a lot of respect for. I think
Right.
he has a lot of wisdom and so on, and extremely talented. Let me just say that. So he co-signed and he said, yes, he knows that happened because he's seen videos.
Right.
But outside of that, we don't have any facts.
Right.
We don't know, okay, that there's a club here, there's a, I guess it's a kind of black market under the cover situation.
Right.
But I say this to say, clearly there's a market for the consumption of stripping
Right.
Right?
Or adult entertainment.
or adult entertainment.
Yes.
So
yes.
if there was no market, then this conversation, so the market clearly probably, well, let's say probably exists because we have no facts still.
Right.
So we don't know, okay, how many men go into these clubs or makeshift club. We're not certain. So if we're going to look at the economic part to it, I'm sure we're looking at the money. The money
Yes.
being spent by
Yes.
the men
Yes.
for the
The
entertainment,
uh-huh.
and the money received by these young women. We are assuming that they're 16 and over.
Over, right.
Because to imagine that they're under 16 is another social issue.
Right.
It means that there is a serious breakdown with parenting. Because how it is that you're 15, 14, 13, 12-year-old
Is
daughters
engaging in this type
are
of activity.
engaging in this
Yes,
practice.
yes,
Exactly.
Yes.
So
yes.
that's another social issue
Yes.
there,
Yes.
if that is the case.
Now, there are persons who travel often. It is well known that the adult entertainment industry is big business. We saw a lot of things floating around last week on social media about the different, I don't want to use the terminologies on air, because, but we're saying as a nation that we need to develop. We're saying as a nation we need to move with the times. We're saying that Grenada needs to come to a stage where we could introduce and invite persons to our country and they could feel comfortable knowing that we have a nightlife. How does the lack of legal adult venues impact local nightlife? And we could bridge the gap now, speaking into the tourism marketing. We see what Spice Mass does. Do you think that if we are to incorporate nightlife in the adult entertainment industry, it could bridge a gap into the local nightlife and the tourism marketing?
If I'm brutally honest, I can't say yes to that.
Right.
And here is why I can't say yes to that. If we were to open up our country to embrace legally the adult entertainment industry, and we do not have certain terms and conditions and rules and so in place, then our young people stand to be exploited.
Right.
So, though I could completely understand and I can also see the picture of the legal installment of it, which can, as you rightly said, can contribute to the nightlife that many people crave.
Yes.
Foreigners in particular, they'll
Yes.
complain that, yes, Grenada is very peaceful, but there is hardly anything to do after 7
Yes.
p.m.
Yes.
However, that doesn't mean to say that the people who visit our shores are willing to indulge. Because we see, for me, I like to deal with the numbers.
Right.
What do the statistics say
Right,
when
right.
it comes to that as a need or as a niche,
Right.
to add to what we already have.
Right. Right.
So my concern is, hence I can't say like an absolute yes to it, because my concern is if our young people know that, and our young people here, I'm referring to 15 and under, if they know that there is this opportunity or there is this platform where they can go to dance and be paid for it, they may just gravitate to that. And so for me, that would be the concern.
Right.
So I can't say yes.
No, I've looked at a lot of comments. I've looked at the different perspectives from different people online, social media. And a lot of people are saying her body, her choice. So, and we're not speaking about the folks who are under 16, and that's a different conversation. So we're speaking about the adults over 18. You're free to do whatever you want with your body. People are saying your body, your choice. Now, in some corners, I've heard that some of these young ladies tend to be abused, and we're talking about that same adult entertainment. You go to the clubs, they're saying that some of these young women tend to be abused, but it flies under the radar because of the legalities of it, one, and based on the circumstances of some of the injuries, a lot of these young girls don't want to report it because of how they would have attained these injuries. So it seems to fly under the radar. If we are to legalize it, what do you think we could do more to protect these girls? Because you're an adult, you could choose to do whatever you want to do as an adult.
Correct.
What do you think, as a nation, enshrined in law, we could do to protect these young women who choose to take this path by choice?
Okay, well, I think protection here starts with the RGPF.
Right.
So we are not certain as to what umbrella in terms of the policies, in terms of the ministries or so, that adult entertainment may fall under.
Right.
So I'll say that there will have to be a collaboration. Whoever is going to approve that the entertainment industry, i.e. stripping, is part and parcel of Grenada's culture, right? Then there has to be a collaboration with the RGPF because, like you said, if these women are being abused, they need a channel to which they can report so that they can seek justice. Right. So that has to be underscored. That's the way we can all seek protection under the laws of the land. So if that was to be implemented, then protection can only come from there.
Now, on a national level, do you think that a bill should be tabled or legislation should be debated to see developments and the full legalization of the adult industry in Grenada?
No.
No.
I say this because I'm sort of looking at the social implications and the way I think it can adversely affect young people, not the 18-year-olds.
Right.
So I think it's a no and yes. Here's why I say this. For the adult women and even men. Men like to strip too. We don't know if men stripping enough. Men may be stripping and we don't know. So I'm saying, for the adults who want to make this a profession or a side hustle, then yes, right? But once that is created, and that's my concern here, once we have that avenue open and created and legalized, then we also have to face the fact that underage young people may just be attracted and there would always be a back door for them to enter. And when they enter that back door, we have to be prepared for the implications, for the consequences, right? And so that is what I struggle with, but I am all for legalizing ways in which adults can make a living. I am in no position to pick and choose what adults should do to make a living. I think this is not my calling at all. So if the authorities, the powers that be, see this as a need to legalize it so that the effects can have some cushion, no problem. But we also have to bear in mind that young people, the underaged ones, can easily be attracted to find a back door to which they can get a piece of that pie as well. And another point to this, I am highly doubtful, though, that something like this would happen. Why? Because Grenada boasts of being a Christian nation. Some have even taken it further to say that God is a Grenadian. And so, given how we operate in this very Christian society, we have to be mindful as to how that can influence whether or not something like that is tabled on a policy level.
Now, we know that Grenada Carnival has grown to exponential levels, right? We had the whole job decision tour. Everybody's looking at Grenada right now. If we do an economic review, you spoke earlier to the numbers. You like to deal with the numbers. If we look at some economic reviews, we will see that Grenada's Carnival is a big contributor to our national GDP. Right? Do you think that promoting and developing the adult entertainment industry in Grenada could help make some good injections to our GDP and in turn help the whole development of Grenada?
I think so. I think so because sex sells. And there is a billion-dollar market out there for it in any form. Any form, whether it's digitally or physically, it sells. So there'll always be a market for it. And so if we were to, well, before we promote, we have to make sure it's legalized. So if we were to legalize the adult entertainment industry, well, part of it into our country, and then promote it, then we also have to, you see, for me, I'm always looking at the both sides of the spectrum. So there is the good, so we'll get the economic injections, which we need. We always need economic injections because we are a developing country, right? So we always need that. But if we were to do that, then we are inviting all sorts of people with all sorts of appetite to our shores. What if they come and they never want to leave? What if they come and then we have an escalation in crime? We have an escalation in abuse against women and girls. So the scale is just never going to settle on a particular side. Because we must always bear in mind that though there is a lot of good here, there could be bad here as a result of the good that we invited. And so it's going to require lots of discussion and dialogue and analysis, you know, so that we can decide, well, the authorities, because they're the ones that are going to decide whether or not this is something that they'll ever look at. But I'm highly doubtful.
No, it is alleged that in Grenada here, we alluded to it already, that a lot of the girls that are engaged in these activities are underage. We don't know for sure, but it's alleged. What message do you have for the young girls that may be involved in these activities? What do you have to say to them?
Well, before I speak to the girls, I'll speak to their parents. You see, we have to always understand that circumstances shape people into who they are. And so some parents really and truly lapse when it comes to the parenting of their children. Some parents do not even shoulder the financial responsibility to take care of their children. And so the responsibility falls on the children. When a child has to fend for him or herself, when a child has to figure out how he or she is going to pay a bus to school, to and from school, how they're going to purchase clothes and different things that they need, there is no path or pathway that they can go on to say, listen, I need this, that, or the third because mommy, and I'm talking about safe path here.
Right.
There's no office as such, right? That's available to the nation. Yes, of course, I'm sure politicians may have one or two things in place, right? So that being said, these children, and we have to look at it in a holistic way. The young girls who are alleged to be in the entertainment industry or the adult entertainment industry here in Grenada, we have not, I'm sure no one who have chastised them, who have criticized them, have reached out to any one of them to get their story. We don't know their story. We don't know what circumstances they have to deal with on a day-to-day basis that have forced them
to go into that.
To do
we
that.
Don't know what, we don't know why.
We don't know what, we don't know why.
Right.
And so, if we do not tackle the parenting, and parenting is a serious problem in our country. When children are not parented as they should, then they divert to all aspects, and usually it's negative. Because, like it or not, we all, and I'm talking here about the adults, right? We grew up wanting to feel a sense of belonging. We grew up wanting to feel loved and important. And when we do not get that from our parents or guardians, guess what? We go other places to seek
to look
that.
for it. Yes.
And so
that's
we
true.
don't know if this is what they're looking for.
That's true.
Sometimes some of them are dancing, not just for the money,
but for identity.
Yes, or because they feel that they're a part of something.
Right.
You see?
Right.
And that means a lot to the people who crave that.
Right.
And so I can't. And I had this conversation with an astute special person of mine yesterday. And she shared that this whole situation with the young girls, is not only illegal because it is right or wrong, but it's illegal because they shouldn't be working, period.
Right.
So I said to her, well, we have young men on construction sites who are working, who are 16 and under.
Yes.
And in other areas as well.
That's true.
And no one seems to want to crack down on them because we're saying they're working.
Right.
And someone will say, well, construction is a legal thing, but the age is illegal. They shouldn't be working because they're not 18.
Right.
So the advice I'll give to answer your question to young women, I'll never say to choose that first.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
My thing is education all day, every day.
Right.
And education here does not mean getting 10 or 15 CXC subjects. It could also mean skills. Now, if you're really good at braiding, you can go to NULO, and I love NULO for that.
Right.
And now I'm seeing more and more young people attending NULO. It is an excellent institution because it shapes skills into entrepreneurship, and we need that here.
Right.
So I always advise young people, young women in particular, because young women are who I am mostly passionate about. I'll always say choose schools, choose education, choose skills first. Right? I could never, with my conscience, say to a young woman, strip if you want. Or get involved in adult entertainment if you know.
Right.
I'm never going to sell that as a way out, but I'm not going to chastise them for choosing it either, because I don't know their story and I don't know their circumstances. You understand?
We don't know it.
So I'm never going to do that.
Now, interestingly, as we get ready to wrap up the conversation, it has been alleged that some of these young ladies who are involved in these activities are not Grenadian. Now, in circles, persons are saying some of these girls are imported. It's alleged. We don't know for sure. Now, as a nation, if we endorse and promote these activities, do you think that, and this is a part of the conversation where it gets very serious, do you think that human trafficking, violence, and drugs, as you alluded to earlier, may become an uncontrollable problem in our spice country?
All right, I do believe so. And that's why I keep telling you that it's going to be very difficult for us as a small developing country to find a balance to this thing.
Right.
Because let's just say, for example, the allegation that the dancers are imported here. Okay? And let's say it's legalized, with the exception that it's only foreign dancers because we want to protect our our women and girls, then I can't stand for that.
Right.
Because if this whole pie is there and you're saying to me that it's only for foreign women, then I'm going to say, well, what happened to our adult women, the 18-year-olds, the 19-year-olds, the 20-year-olds who want a piece of the pie as well? You see? But as that may be the case, we have to those of us who are talking about it, to those of us who have opinions on this topic, we must be very mindful as to the adverse effects, the negative effects that are likely to affect the social fabric of Grenada. Because, I mean, as much as I am never for the Christian society and God is a Grenadian and after God is Grenada,
yes,
I'm not for that at all, because there's just too much hypocrisy there. That's for another conversation.
Yes.
I still believe in cherishing what we have. I still believe in the values that we hold dear to our hearts, and I believe in all the in the positions that make us Grenadian.
Right.
And one of these things is the peacefulness we enjoy here.
Right.
And so anything that threatens that, anything that jeopardizes that is very concerning to me.
Right.
Okay? And so hence I said I can't say yes, can't give a strong yes
To that.
to certain positions.
Right.
Because we have to be mindful of the violence that comes with sex, with the violence that comes with the adult entertainment industry. We have to be mindful of that.
I understand. Now, we're wrapping up the conversation. Lots of messages coming in, lots of points of view being shared and being aired. We have someone here saying that, good day, Grenada is not strict enough to have a nightlife. There are bars that sell alcohol to children. Are you telling me suddenly they will check IDs or ensure that children are not protected or won't get in? This is not back then where you could send a child to the shop for a cigarette and the shopkeeper couldn't trust that it was an adult that is sending the child to get that cigarette. They're also saying here that unless we are able to ensure that child will be kept out of the situation, we cannot start to talk about nightlife. So it seems like
that's a valid point.
We're slack on enforcing the things we know we should do. And people are concerned about that as well. We also have someone saying here that the infrastructure in Grenada needs to be developed instead of looking at the development of the adult entertainment industry. We should develop the infrastructure. Someone is also saying here that with this sort of business, there comes a lot of implications and we need to put a lot of laws in place.
All right.
So, in wrapping up, in closing, where do we go from here, in your opinion?
Where do we go from here? I think we need to focus on, to me, the things that matter more to the people. And so, no disrespect at all to the young women and girls who choose this path. But if I were to advise them, I'll say, if you can, choose something else for your own protection, right? If you can. And if you cannot, please stay protected at all times.
Right.
Stay protected and do not let people record you. And you know, you have to be selfish with it.
Understood.
So where do we go from here is for us, not just the powers that be, but for the people, for us to focus on the things that matter in terms of pushing our country forward. Healthcare is very important on the list.
Yes.
Youth development is another.
Yes.
Infrastructure. I mean, we're doing not so bad with the road networks right now.
Right.
There are a list of other things. Education, you know, because if we do not have the necessary pillars that hold us together as a people and shape us into the country that we think we are or we want to become, then we have a problem.
Right.
So, but this is a good conversation. I mean, it was very timely. It must be discussed because it's something that is being alleged, has been alleged to have happened. Because like I said, I haven't seen, you know, the evidence.
Yes.
But just going on the fact that people witness, they have
that this is actually happening.
And this is actually something that is happening.
Yes.
And let me just speak to the enablers. So those who are making the entertainment happen. So of course we know someone is owns the place, right?
So someone is promoting it.
Someone is promoting it. Someone is organizing the girls. Someone is organizing the payment.
Yes.
Someone is organizing to ensure that it stays a secret.
Right.
Please know. Where's my camera? Here or there? Where's my camera?
Right here.
Please know that if we find out that any girl or so is being abused, we come in for you and your whole clan. We want safety. We want protection. Yes,
Right.
you're doing your thing illegal.
Right.
But we're saying that these girls and these women, they need to be protected. We cannot tolerate any more form of abuse at all against women and children
Right.
in our country.
Right.
So sort yourself out. You hear me? You're watching me? Sort yourself out good and proper to ensure that our girls are safe.
Right.
And then what you could consider doing is liaise with some of the politicians, the policy makers or so. See what can be arranged legally
Right.
so that can get the girls, the dancers can get the protection that they need. Thank you.
Asheida,
Sir.
indeed, it was a good conversation today. I want to really thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come in today to have this conversation that is really necessary right now. I hope that the light that we had shed today, folks would listen. They would put it into play. The policymakers, whatever we need to do to make the entire whole Grenadian adult entertainment industry better. We don't want to see the abuse. We've been making the clarion call right throughout the entire island for guys, for people to try to take care of our women better. And that's what we want to see. So
Right.
even though we need to, try to incorporate this new industry that is new to us, we want to make sure that we do it properly. So it was a good conversation today. Want to say thank you for passing through. To everybody on the live, want to say thank you for tuning in. There's
Thank you for
one
having me.
there's one comment I want to read before I leave from Elimus Gilbert,
What is he
the
saying?
General Inspector. Elimus Gilbert is saying that God is a Grenadian before October 19th or after. LOL.
He's a character anyway. But thank you very much for having me, and thanks to the listeners and the viewers. And have a blessed week. Thank you very much.
Grenada, that's the conversation in the room today. I want to say thank you for tuning in. Indeed, it was a pleasure. I want to say thank you to St. Augustine Medical Services. Also want to say thank you to Landstore, Beacon Insurance, and the Western Union for making the room happen today. Keep it locked for the week. We're going to continue having some important conversations, keeping you abreast and in the know of what's happening in Grenada, Carriacou, PT, Martinique, and by extension the wider world. That's a wrap for the room today. Thank you and bye-bye.